What's happening, everybody? Hello and welcome back to Total Blast, where we discuss about everything Marvel and the MCU. While we await official announcements at D23 this Saturday, there are already lots of news and reports concerning some of the most anticipated announcements at D23. We have news about Wakanda Forever, Spiderman, and even Fantastic Four. Oh yes, I know Fantastic Four again. This is quite interesting, and this may form a strong base for what we anticipate at D23. If this is your first time, please subscribe and enable the post notification bell so you don't miss out on subsequent videos. We will begin with Black Panther news. There are reports that Black Panther Wakanda Forever is reportedly undergoing some more reshoots in Atlanta as the sequel gears up for a November 2022 release. Despite its release date rapidly approaching, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is still not done filming. As more reshoots in Atlanta have reportedly been taking place, there is no denying that the highly anticipated Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie has undergone a strenuous production, from the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman to the countless days and set injuries. It sure has been an emotional and taxing journey for all of those who are involved. Production initially took place from late June to early of November 2021 in Atlanta and Massachusetts before a break to allow star Letitia Wright, Shuri, to recover from injuries she faced on set. Production resumed by mid-January 2022 and wrapped up in late March in Puerto Rico, with the very first Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer released at the end of July. At San Diego Comic-Con, we were told that there will be more major reshoots on the way. In fact, they had already started working on it. Additionally, there has been said that major sets have been recreated in order for them to facilitate these reshoots. Now, earlier in the beginning of the year, an industry insider claimed that this film was so much of a mess that it needed so many reshoots that it might actually end up switching release dates for a film like the Marvels in 2023. We honestly don't know the real reason that Marvel movies go through all these rigorous reshoots. As for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, of course, there's no telling what they are reshooting, and Marvel Studios has been known to use reshoots as a means to add new post-credit scenes, but this actually has been confirmed by so many sources that they are not shooting extensively, just a few scenes, so there is no need to panic yet. Reshoots are actually very common in the movie industry, and in my opinion, I think instead of getting a half-baked movie, they can actually reshoot as many scenes as possible. If this is going to set up some major characters like Doctor Doom and Ironheart, I think getting the movie right should be the goal. If it's actually true that the movie is in a mess, I don't know how they want to beat the release date. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is set to arrive in theaters on November 11th of 2022. Now, on the news about Tom Holland's Spider-Man, we've recently talked about Tom Holland returning to play Spider-Man 4 that Sony and Marvel Studios are working on. Although there are no official confirmations, we may be getting one at D23 announcement. Now, after Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland's current contract had only one more appearance for a Spider-Man that was in the crossover film. We don't know exactly what the details are and whether or not they will be getting something like Kraven or Venom. We have to look forward to the future with plans for Spider-Man. Earlier this year, there was a report from a Twitter scoop who claimed that Tom Holland was ready to sign a deal of his lifetime. This rumors weren't confirmed until recently when another report came out confirming it. Now, these reports are claiming that Tom Holland will sign a deal to be the MCU's Spider-Man. Now, we don't know if it is coincidental that these reports are coming again when we are expecting an announcement at D23. In 2020, that's almost 2 years ago, there was a report from an insider that said Sony will look to do 2 more trilogies after the first trilogy of Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. There are 2 more trilogies on the way. One will be when he's in college, and another while he's an adult. I guess we'll have to wait and find out how everything unfolds. Also, there are several films where you imagine is going to show up between now and Secret Wars. That is Avengers Kang Dynasty and possibly the Fantastic Four. Sony might actually push out a Spider-Man 4, the one that they are working on with Kevin Feige. We've also talked about the possibilities of bringing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. There have been so many reports that they would return for Secret Wars. Now, this recent update that they are negotiating Tom Holland's contract was actually anticipated. We knew that some contract was up and it needed to go forward. Spider-Man No Way Home is one of the biggest movies of all time. I hope we actually get some official announcements confirming these reports. Now, in another news, there's yet another fascinating report for the Fantastic Four. For the past week, we've been having a lot of fan casting for Fantastic Four. This is actually quite expected because of how important this movie is to Kevin Feige, and he's working extremely hard to make Fantastic Four the ideal movie, given that this is Marvel's first family and Kevin Feige has frequently stated how important this film is to him. As of the time I'm recording this, there's a report by Giant Freaking Robot that says that Marvel wants to cast Harrison Ford in the Fantastic Four. It says, and I quote, "According to our trusted and proven source, Marvel wants to cast Harrison Ford for the upcoming Fantastic Four movie." Now, as much as this news outlet has gotten a lot of reports right in the past, I advise you to take this information with a grain of salt as always. Harrison Ford is a legendary actor, and you might recognize him from some of his most notable movies like Blade Runner, Star Wars, and The Fugitive. If the reports are true about casting for Fantastic Four, there can only be one role who he could end up playing, and that is Franklin Storm, Sue's father. Over the past week, we've been talking about these casts for both Sue Storm and Reed Richards, and we've analyzed a lot of these roles. But if Harrison Ford is making an appearance in the Fantastic Four, it is probably for Franklin Storm's character. Now, Harrison Ford is 80 years old and can only be casted for older characters. In the comics, Franklin Storm is the father of Susan Storm and Johnny Storm, better known as the Invincible Woman and the Human Torch of the Fantastic Four respectively. Dr. Franklin Storm, the father of Susan and Johnny Storm, was an accomplished surgeon who blamed himself for the death of his wife and eventually went to prison for manslaughter. However, there's a new backstory for Dr. Franklin Storm. That is him as the director of the Baxter Foundation. The Baxter Foundation was originally mentioned in 2015 Fantastic Four film. The 2015 version of the Fantastic Four film introduced an intriguing backstory for that foundation. The foundation was founded by Franklin Storm, Sue's father. It was meant to be a place for promising scientists to have the space to research their work and project that could change the world. I actually think Harrison Ford will be casted as Dr. Franklin Storm, who is the director of the Baxter Foundation. I'm very sure that he will pull off this role as always, because he has played similar roles in 2013 Ender's Game, where he played a battle school commander who trains young geniuses to protect the Earth against alien invaders. As the director of the Baxter Foundation, he will recruit and train promising scientists. What are your thoughts about this? Now, we actually expect to get a lot of rumors and fan castings like this because the movie is already in production. And like I said earlier, take every unofficial report with a grain of salt. In my opinion, Harrison Ford is a great choice for the Franklin Storm character, and I really hope that we get this information at D23 regarding the Fantastic Four cast and director. What are your thoughts about this video? Do you think Tom Holland will become the MCU Spiderman? Also, what are your thoughts on Harrison Ford playing Franklin Storm? Do you think he's a great choice? Please, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Subscribe and turn on your post notification so you don't miss out on any of our latest Marvel news. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one.